right.
Welcome to YYYCI International, a home of discovery, development, and demonstration. A home of love, relationship, and family. A place of mastering mindset for transformation and building deeper relationship.
YYCI Blueprint is T-I-M-E for the youth leaders and young families. Transformation and training. Inspiration and impartation. Mentoring and motivation. Empowering and education.
YYYCI International Limited mission is to transform lives, relationships, professions and education, and to support the youth and women to change their mindset, their stories and their situations, and also to support the underprivileged and vulnerable women and children. YYCI's mission is to engage the youth's mind positively and take positive actions, to help them to focus and not to be distracted, and to get better and let them know they have everything in them to be successful and fulfilling their purpose, and once they believe in themselves and focus on their development, they can also help others to get better, and that is why we established YYYCI International Limited mission is to transform lives, relationships, professions and education, and to support children, youth and women to change their mindset, their stories and their situations, and also to support the underprivileged and vulnerable women and children. Our aim is to provide services of care, protection, participation, and rehabilitation of children and youth in difficult situations, and ensure their social adjustment, total growth and development. To advocate and support the underprivileged and vulnerable women and children and partner with other organizations, orphanages, hospitals and institutions that support the underprivileged and vulnerable women and children. To support and protect vulnerable children. To provide extra help underprivileged women. To ensure they are kept safe. To provide healthy food. To provide education. To provide child welfare services. To protect children from abuse, neglect. To enable children to remain safely in the premises provided. To be a good listener, good friend and truthful to the children and the youth.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of YYYCI International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to YYCI TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did.
This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We are in the world of creativity. Hey.
Relationships, they're the foundation of our lives. But let's face it, they can be tough. Conflict arises, emotions boil over, and maintaining a healthy connection becomes a challenge. But what if we told you there's a book that can change it all? Introducing Relationship Matters: How to Solve Conflict, Maintain and Keep Relationships, and Manage Emotions. This comprehensive guidebook, written by relationship experts, offers practical solutions to transform your relationships. Discover effective conflict resolution strategies that promote peaceful communication and understanding. Learn essential relationship maintenance techniques to nurture and cultivate strong connections with your loved ones. Dive into valuable emotion management strategies and regain control over your reactions. Relationship Matters has already helped countless individuals rejuvenate their relationships and find emotional well-being. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Get your copy of Relationship Matters today, available exclusively on Amazon.com. Change your relationships, change your life. Order Relationship Matters now.
Right. So let's welcome our first speaker, our second speaker of today. Have we missed out? Let me see what is going on here. Is Reverend Professor Akpabio still with us? Let me check first. The system has knocked him out. Okay. Let me see what is going on here. Sorry to disturb you. Sorry. Because he wanted to speak before leaving. And I think it's the system that just knocked him out. Okay, let's move on. I'm sure he's going to join us very soon. Let me get the message. Okay. All right. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate Professor Dr. Patrick Mugega for giving us 2 days of his knowledge, full of knowledge and experience and wisdom. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. And we also want to appreciate others that are joining us. Professor Mercy, um, Honorable John, Ambassador John Lawson, and Ambassador Joseph, Ambassador Sarah, another person, Ambassador Titus, and also Ambassador Christian. We also want to appreciate Professor Nada for joining us this morning. I'm just using this time to see if our Professor Reverend Akpabio can join us. If that is the case, we're still waiting for. I will just quickly make some announcement. Maybe he can join us very soon. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time this morning. I just want to quickly show the announcement while we're waiting for him. Okay, so I'm just going to make an announcement. Yes, he's joining us quickly. So let's see. All right. So these are the informations from YYCI International. These are the programs that we also do. We the business, how to grow your relationship, how to develop your transformational leadership, and also how to build your relationship, and many, many more. So, and we have, that is my introduction so far as a mentor. These are all our books, and they are all available at www.amazon.com, amazon.co.uk, and also you can email yyci.academic@gmail.com if you want to order or to grab the copy direct from us. We also have the books from some of our leaders, YYCI leaders, and also we have one from my husband as well, two as well from my husband. So please avail yourself. We're talking about relationship. We have so many books on relationship and the love. Even yes, you can. So please available. The one of that we've just been, that I introduced yesterday was the love we lost. How did we lose it? And how can we gain it back? So that's, I think, we also have authorship or co-author master classes. We have the co-author one. We also have the advanced one. So if you're interested, please contact us and we'll be able to give you that. We have all our recognition from others, and also what we are doing, all this masterclass we are doing, is to break free from ignorance, lack of understanding, lack of vision, unknown of our identity of who we are. And that is why we encourage you as YYC members and the youth and the leaders and the women to become a life learner, because learning is living, and we can grow, and we can also grow our mindset, because mindset is everything. And Angie Zimmerman said, and I quote, "A thirst for knowledge is something that can never be quenched and should be a lifelong quest." So discover what you are capable of doing and keep yourself in a growth mindset and keep living. And as a leader, you have a vision, you have a dream. As what Disney said, all our dreams can come through if we have the courage to pursue them. You need to believe that you can achieve it, and you can achieve it. So without renewed mindset, there will be no transformation. And we're on this platform seeking, reading, and studying, and listening attentively to gain. And what we are focusing on, transforming our relationship. So I believe that Reverend is already here. So let me go back and introduce him fully. Reverend Professor Ambassador Aniefiok Akpabio, an electrical engineer, member Association of Supervisory and Executive Engineers of London, AMSEE. Professor Akpabio is also a professor of theology and biblical studies, fellow Association of Christian Theologians, FACTS, fellow College of Chaplaincy and Psychology, Nigeria, FCCP, chairman and National Executive Council Association of Christian Theologians, Provost, World Harvest Bible College and Seminary, Calabar, General Overseer, Kingdom Builder Ministry, President and Visionary of Ministerial Consultants Network, a licensed marriage counselor, and teacher on marital issues, head of administration, World Organization of Ambassadors African Chancellery, and international and continental speaker in conference and seminar. Members of Bible Research Institute, MBRI, theological scholar and a writer, a child of God and a minister of the gospel who is called to teach, to preach, to share his wealth of knowledge and take people into their God's designed destiny. He has a privilege, an accepted speaker of Y.Y.C.I International, and also the patron of Y.Y.C.I International, the advisory board member of Y.Y.C.I International. So permit me to welcome him back after a very, very great teaching he shared with us yesterday. And now he's back to conclude and also to answer all our questions. So you are welcome, sir. Reverend Professor Aniefiok Akpabio.
Thank you very much, my queen, and everyone that is you are in the system. We don't mind what network is taking us to, but we know that we will survive. Let them carry what they want to carry. We'll still make it. I really want to thank every of the speaker in this particular program and those of us who are listening, because I see us being ready to impart a lot of things in the life of men on earth. Any life that is not impactful is no life at all. So today, we want to move from the aspect of love, and we now want to come to the aspect of relationship, mindset for transforming relationship. time will permit, I will also handle or conclude on what a woman wants in relationship and what a man wants in relationship. So we can really be complete to know exactly what we are to know about. Thank you, and standing by us to see that things go the way it should go. Sorry, I will soon leave because of other engagement, but that must be done after I have finished. Coming to relationship or mindset for transforming relationship, I still have us to remember that there are three major facts that is worth remembering. That there is a universal need of belonging and being cared for by someone else outside our lives. In every human life, there is a universal need for belonging. You see, we also want to belong. Some of us are in this program because we had a feeling that I should belong to somewhere. That universal need is there, which calls for the
Yes, we are still here and we continue to listen. I know it's a connectivity because Professor Akpabio is not at his residence at the moment. He's on transit and he doesn't want to miss out with this program today. So bear with him. He will surely deliver, and this connectivity will not disturb him much. So please, let's stay together and let us just give him the chance of sharing with us. Okay, so he's going to join us back again. Well, let me just say welcome, Professor Mercy. I can see your face now. I've been wondering. Please, if you can, open your camera. If you can. If you can't, we understand. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a beautiful day, and we continue to rejoice in the Lord because He takes over every other things that we are doing, and we are in control. So, Reverend Professor Akpabio will join us again, and then we will continue this teaching because he have to go somewhere and he's on transit, and that is why all these things are happening today. But you know what? We are not giving up because he will deliver what he has planned for us today. So let us just be patient. Let me see if I have any program. All right. So we will not be stopped. Professor Nada, how are you doing over there?
It's a bit hard to sit to me, so I'm combining sitting, laying, so.
Yes, that reminds me. Yes, we might be longer on this platform, but please, please, health is wealth and it's very important. I've got my clock, I've got my own here. So if I stay too long, this watch is going to tell me to stand up and stretch my body.
Yes.
But please, please, always make sure you are drinking water or anything you want to drink, and also stand up during this masterclass and stretch your body, including Professor Nada, and Professor Mercy and others, because our body sometimes will tell us if we are going beyond the boundary. Okay, I think at the moment, it's because the time is going, I think we will need to move on because we can't wait any longer. So, okay. Papa is joining us again. So hopefully the internet will allow him to. Okay, sir. So you can continue where you stopped. We are still here. Yes, you can continue where you stopped. You've gone back home. Yes, I think we will get it right. All right, sir. Yes, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, sir. You need to write.
Okay.
So that is better. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for all this. When we get to heaven, all this will not be there.
No.
We will enjoy move. Everything will go well. So let's continue. I say that when we talk about transformation or mindset for transformation in the aspect of relationship, that there must be an understanding that every human being, there is a universal need of belonging and being loved or being cared for. And so we look at ourselves that every time we want to hear from another person, every human being desires to be loved and adored and to be valued by somebody. So if this is so, it is relationship that will make this to happen. It's a desire. He didn't see me well. He didn't talk to me well. All because we want to be valued. We want to be loved and we want to be adored. And this is what relationships stand as a central purpose for life. So as we go on, let's know that we are coming to something that's actually greater, taking us along where we should be. So relationship begins with a feeling towards someone that produces a state of mutual dealing towards each other. It begins from a feeling towards someone, which that feeling produces a state of mutual dealings. I see that I should work with you, I should talk with you. You see that we can talk with each other. Having that as a background, that there's nothing we can do in this life except we look into the aspect of partnership, except we look into the aspect of relationship. You can be a mighty person, but somebody, you must relate with somebody who can relate with somebody. I tell somebody yesterday, after we might have finished the program, even if you cannot meet a person, you can meet somebody that can meet a person, and it takes relationship. And even if it is 3 lane, you meet somebody who knows somebody who can know somebody to give you what you want. All these call for relationship. So we can see that relationship is a central purpose for life. And if we fail to do this, then it might have a problem. And so by what I handle today, a mindset of transforming relationship, how do we look at it? And what do we say about it? I know also that there is a close harmonic connection that describes the way people behave. And this is what relationship do. It makes us to be closely related, and so we can understand each other. You know, when you are friendly with somebody, there are languages that only you alone know, you two of you. The other one may not know because you have maintained a position and a place where things can go the way it goes. This is what we can say. Now, I can now say then what is relationship so that we can bring it as a definition for what we are saying. I say it is an art of being involved. Relationship is an art of being involved, bound together, link, and become associated with another person to the extent that you become concerned about that person and desire to meet his or her need. That's number one about relationship. An act of being involved, bonded, and becoming associated with another person to the extent that you become concerned about the person and desire to meet his or her need. You see, when relationship goes to the way it ought to be, you realize you can be seen now. Is that person? Are you eating? Have you eaten? How far? All those are expressions to show that there is a bonding, there is a coming together, and there is a thinking together to become. Now, if this is so, we know whatever is the positive, the negative can come in. The devil can also use this in order to make us think about the other side of relationship. And number two, I say that relationship in the definition, the context of today, is a bond in our faith that links two persons together, connect them, and tie them up for common purpose and common goal. We are here today for a common goal, to impart the life to other people and to learn in order to make sure that we become a channel of blessing. And so it is that brings us together. We have one same mind and one same thought. Different places we come all the way. So we come here to see. In number 3, we can say that relationship in this context is a close romantic feeling to another person, an attachment that focuses where we don't want to go into, because no matter when we talk about relationship, we can look at relationship in the marital perspective, where we can talk about issues that should be talked to married people. Then, having said that, I now come to the following facts for us to move on, or how to develop a serious relationship that will be able to meet certain needs. How do we do it? If we really want to develop relationship, before we come to the real thing that has to do with about 20 things we must understand, there must be a thing that if you want to maintain relationship, you must forget yourself. Because there are certain times we allow ourselves to bring up the ego and make us to feel that I am something. He should bow down for me. He should listen to me. He should bow. He should do this. But if we want to maintain relationship, the most essential thing is for us to forget ourselves into greatness. When you forget yourself into greatness, then you can see things going well. I learned a lesson from a statement in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. The Bible says, if anybody want to be wise in this life, let him become a fool, so that through his foolishness he can become wise. That is, forget yourself. Become a fool. Don't think that you know anything. And by the time you do that, you see you are building relationship. The aftermath, the end effect of that relationship will be amazing to you. Jesus forgot himself and went to the cross to establish a spiritual relationship where today we are all boasting about it and talking about it. Number 2, what you need to do in the serious aspect is lose yourself into the building of each other. You know, there is sometimes where we are can stop us from becoming. Where you have felt you are, the position you are can make you feel, no, I can't come down. We have a song we sing, he said, he came down to our level where we could not go up to him. So in relationship, sometimes you may relate with somebody who is a minor. You may relate with somebody who doesn't even understand what you are saying. It's not a member of your class. That at that time, there's a need to lose ourselves to come down to the level in order to help. So whether it is relating with our counterpart, relating with those who are higher than us, or relating with those who are down, there is a need to lose ourselves. And then we need also to remember that if relationship is to make well, you must learn to forget your rights and inconveniences. Because in matters of relationship, there are certain things that you have some inconveniences. It may not all be okay for you to stoop down to bring somebody from the down part to come to the level you are. There are certain things you will ignore. There are certain things you will not do. That's why I appreciate Jesus, the way he does things. He said, though he was God, he thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but he made himself of a no reputation. He took upon him the form of a servant. Those were the things that he let go. He learned to forget his right, to forget himself. He could have said, after all, I am God. But he did not do that. These are the basic principles that can actually help us to look into the aspect of relationship. And then we said, when you want to do that as foundational, respect the ethical aspiration of every individual. You know, if I don't respect who you are and you respect who I am, relationship will not work very well. Why we have broken relationships? Because somebody may be not even respecting your person, your personality, and what you can offer. He may only feel he is the only one that has what he has to do. He doesn't know anything about the relationship. So respect the ethical aspiration of the individual we have something to do with. He aspires to become something. He wants to be something. Since it is not politics, where we say politics is a game of interest, since it is not politics, we let go and then we make sure that we respect those ethical aspirations, provided this can build us together. Then that becomes the foundation. Then the thing we need to see next is exhibit a new mental attitude as a person under grace. Exhibit a new mental attitude. That's where we are going to go now. How do we exhibit a new mental attitude towards relationship? How do we make sure we make relationship to be what it ought to be? And I would say that these are my suggested issues that if we do them, we can actually make relationship to be what it should be. But I would love to end up with relationship between the husband and the wife, what the woman value in relationship and what the man value. So to make sure that we have a transformed relationship, the following are needful. Number one, be honest with each other. If we must make sure that we have a renewed mentality about relationship, honesty is number one. If somebody you are working with turn around to see that there was some dishonesty, some craftiness, some faking to get it, that person will forget about you. He may still maintain the talking, but the real relationship is not there. There are some people who are still, is my friend, but yet they don't know anything about what is friendship. So let us maintain a good relationship, be honest in their relationship with another person. Honesty is a key to maintaining relationship. The next one is be sure you live to bring out the best in each other. We want to maintain relationship. A real mindset of transforming relationship is to bring the best from the other person. If my relationship with us seated here cannot bring the best out of you, I have failed. As a leader, as a father, as a brother, as anything. Therefore, that must be one thing that we must be conscious about. Be sure you live to bring out the best in each other. That's impartation, encouragement, and sowing a seed of love that will grow tomorrow. One thing I come to see, any relationship that establishes a lifetime cordial movement together can never be forgotten. It can be transferred into generation upon generation. This is what this person do. Even when David had a problem with Saul, but he still came to a point of saying, is there nobody in the house of Saul that we can really look into? And that was when Mephibosheth was brought in, which means they had done something, brought out the best out of the person, and told him, even though you are lame, you must sit on the throne. Let's see that. We'll see that. We'll strengthen relationship and make it what it should be. The next is trust each other's decision, respect each other's viewpoint, and esteem each other highly. One thing I've learned in relating with people for years now is the aspect of we esteeming each other highly. When you look at somebody and esteem him highly, you see you are lifting up yourself. So teach each other or trust each other's decision. If you decide anything, don't have something in your mind. It may not work or it may work, provided it's a genuine issue. Already, when there is a mutual relationship, there's no fear of whatever decision is being made, because you know this person loves me and trusts me, for he cannot affect our relationship. And be sure at all times that you esteem the viewpoint of that person very highly. The way we take ourselves, when I listen to our queen introducing us, it will take us to sometimes even higher than what we are and what we may not want. But she does that in order to establish that relationship. And we feel happy. Some of us feel very happy because we are in the program. That is what relationship can actually do. The next thing is accept each other for who he or she is. In relationship, don't look at what he can provide, but for who he is or what she is. That will make relationship to be what it should be. That's what we always say, avoid a holier than thou attitude. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know anything. I know it. I can make it. I can do this. That will not help relationship. Jesus came down to the level that we are and took us up. And today we are sitting in heavenly places with him. If there is anything I can become, if there is anything you can become or we can do, let's make sure we raise a people that tomorrow they can come to say, I could have been down in the dust, but somebody brought me up the way I am. That's the word. Avoid holy than thou attitude and accept each other for who they are. They may be weak. They may not be strong. They may not have money. But when they see that, despite all the deficiencies, you can still bring them up, they will cherish that. Be committed to what you are and what you can do for the person. Anything we are to do with people in this life, there must be a commitment to do it well. There must be a sitting down to say, let me get on, let me do this. Be committed. Commitment to anything is more important. Some people don't know that commitment should go before enjoyment. Commitment should go before whatever we attract to ourselves. So be committed. The next one, be honest and open-minded. In relationship, there must be open-mindedness. I do it because I should do it. I don't do it with something in my cupboard. There's something in the inner room there that we go and talk together. And we say, respect the individuality, fight faith, or control anger. There are certain times in relationship, we must know that we are all different. The person you relate with may not all the time be a saint. The person you relate with may sometimes behave somehow. I saw something about Jesus and Peter. Jesus is now talking to the disciple after Peter have said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And what did he say? And Jesus started to tell, okay, since you know what I am, very soon I'll go to Jerusalem, I will die. And the scripture says Peter scolded Jesus and talked to Jesus the way he should not talk. How did Jesus maintain that relationship? He looked at the problem, he did not look at the person. He looked at not Peter, he looked at the devil that insinuated Peter to be. He said, get thou behind me, Satan. In relationship, when there is anything of doubt, some statement or some action, look not at the person, but look at whatever brought about that. That will save the problem. This is the same Peter. Jesus said, get thou behind me, Satan. He knew that Satan was behind, and he decided to bring the person he was relating with still to maintain a relationship. Many times people say, I love him before, I don't love him again. Because we don't come to this aspect or this place of remembering that there must be that cordiality of dealing with the person, not the problem, not the issue, not the situation. Then we continue to say that what we need to do is to communicate well and clear. If we really want a mentality of transforming relationship, is to communicate well and clear. If you want to say anything, be very clear and then communicate well. Communication is the center of everything so that it can mean well. I could hear that woman in Songs of Solomon told the bride or whoever, he said, let me hear your voice. Let me see your countenance, for your voice is sweet. So when you look at that, you see there is an aspect of communication. Let's talk together. The more we talk together, the more we understand ourselves. The next one is trust and give each other the benefit of doubt. Trust and give each other the benefit of doubt. You know, today, a lot of leaders and a lot of people don't see the need of delegating the smaller ones because they have the doubt he will not perform. Don't give anyone the benefit of doubt. Just allow it to be. If he makes mistake, it's a part of learning. If he does it well, it's a part of praise. So when we do that, we see we are getting to where we should go. The next one, and number 10, is never take each other for granted. Please. In relationship, never take each other for granted. That person we may not see well now may be relevant in some way. A richer person cannot even do everything in the house without a cleaner in the house. And that cleaner in the house is important. And that cleaner in the house will keep some things well. Let him bring the money, but the work is done. So never we joke or play about take anybody for granted. He will not do it. You may be very surprised. When you give people opportunity, they can surprise you. So when we have this mind, we will make relationship to be an easy thing. We relate even with anybody, knowing that if you give him opportunity to act, he can act. There are some people in our churches and where we live that if they are given this opportunity to speak to the whole world, they can do it better. But because they don't have the opportunity, so see every man, every woman as a potential deliverer who can deliver whatever good that could be seen and known. The next thing is never take advantage of each other's weakness and use that against the person. In relationship, someone can make mistake. Someone asked me a question. He said, Jesus loved Peter or loved John. But by the time Jesus was about to go, he handed over the key to Peter. Why? Why didn't he hand over the key to John, which he loved? Because he was calling him John the Beloved. We realize that Jesus loved John, but Peter loved John more than Jesus, or more than John. Because if you love somebody, when the person is at the point of death, the action you take shows that I love this person. So he took the action and began to cut somebody to show, why are you doing like this with my lover? But here comes John, who is his father. And so we see that even when he denounced Jesus and denied Jesus, he still trusted him to give him the key to live and to continue. He still give him the opportunity to speak on his behalf. He still give him a privilege of bringing down through his leadership the Holy Ghost to come down upon men. Therefore, this you can discover that most of the people we are mentoring, most of the people we are leading, if you give them opportunity and give them no benefit of doubt and you believe in them, you can see it work well. The greatest thing there is believe in the person you want to mentor, you want to have a relationship with, and that one will ignore certain things that should not be there. Don't look at the weakness. Weakness may be a mask that covers the face, not to see the real thing that is in the inside. Then respect the value. When you ignore the weakness, respect the value. Everybody is useful at a particular area. Even those who can do any wickedness, they are valuable in their area. It's only that when we talk Christ into their life and change them, they can utilize that giftedness or what they have to a thing that is better. And I say number 13, remember that every relationship is made up of intimacy, passion, and commitment. Take note of those three keys. Every intimacy is made up of, or every relationship is made up of intimacy, passion, and commitment. If you are not intimate with somebody, you can't flow. We are here talking together because we are intimated to one another. We feel each other. We understand each other. Added to intimacy is passion. Passion has to do with a burden to see it delivered, a burden to see it come true. If that is so, and we have that partnership, you see, at all times, I'll be looking for how you can deliver. You'll be looking at how I can deliver. And that will call for commitments. Number 14, work on and remove unhealthy boundaries in your relationship. That is rigid boundaries. I don't do it. I don't tolerate it. I don't want it. It is not my time. You know, those are rigid boundaries. We must break the boundary so that we can flow. Boundaries has kept a lot of leaders dying young because they feel he cannot enter here. They must not be here. He should not know this. They must not know that. No, when it is natural boundary, it's okay. But when it is just a developed boundary because of human weakness, human intelligence, human psychology, or humanism, those ones we need to ignore some boundaries so we can now help. Like tribal boundaries, it is important. Like continental boundaries, it is important. That national boundaries, it is important. Like religious boundary, I can't work with him because he's not of my religion. It's not of my this, it's not of my that. Let's break that and we'll see that it will actually make us to be what we should be. And number 15, I say, set up a healthy boundary in your relationship to ensure genuineness, sincerity out of this. And what I mean by that is, please, any personal boundary that cannot allow the other one to come close, we can break it. You know, some people say, I can't talk to anybody. You can't call me when it's not coming. I can't do this. I can't do that. No, I can't. So we need to come back to a situation of looking at what we should be. What is physical boundary, sexual boundary, emotional boundary, and all that. Then number 16, I say, spend quality time together. If we must have a mindset of transforming relationship, there's need for quality time set together. You need, like we who are Christians and we believe in God or whatever we worship, we love to spend time to pray, love to spend time to read the Bible, love to spend time to know what a creator wants from us. The same thing in a relationship. You need to spend time together. It may not be necessarily sitting down together like, one-on-one, but like as we are talking now, we are spending time together. All of us have something to have been not doing. But yet we say, no, let us come together and spend time together. Iron sharpened iron. And so we say, stay connected through good communication. As we are coming together, then we should also communicate well. We know communication has to do with three things: speaking, listening, and understanding. Somebody can speak, somebody's not even listening. Somebody can speak, somebody don't even understand what he's talking. And therefore, these three aspects must come in. That I have, as I'm communicating, I'm sending out a word, the other person is listening to the word I'm speaking. But what is the real thing there is, does he understand? If he doesn't understand, I try to make him understand. That's when relationship will mean the thing. Like most of the time, we preachers and teachers, we blow big grammar because of theological words, because of education. I've been in university, so ism should continue come in, it should come in, ism, and all those ones. If somebody don't understand my ism, I need to break it down to a simple way you can understand. That makes relationship real. Because the other person will say, don't mind him. Every time he speaks, I don't even hear. Do we know that most of the time in communication, there are times we talk throughout. Somebody doesn't receive anything. The next thing is here, do we understand? Is somebody listening to me? Those things are not necessary, because if you present it the way it should be presented, you will not even ask the question, they will understand. So let people understand us. You know, even in Christianity, what happened now is when people don't understand why God wants them to do certain things, they revolt. But the time they come to fully understand that God loves us, that's why He wants us to stop sin, they flow. And the next one I say here is keep physical intimacy alive. If there must be a transforming mind about relationship, keep physical intimacy alive. It is important. We are not spirit, we are physical. Some people doubt about God today because God cannot be seen. So they still feel, even though God said He loved me, even though God said He do me this, even though I don't see this man at all. One day I look at Exodus. Moses said, God, I want to see your face. Because I've been talking to you, talking with you, I want to see your face. God said, you can't see my face, so okay, go and stand. I'm going to block. I will pass by. You will only see my back. What was he looking for? Physical intimacy. Let's understand. Let's not cover the cloak. Let's allow ourselves to see and people to see. The more people see you, they can understand what you are saying. They can see your mood. They can see your action. They can be happy. Okay, that man is not annoyed with me. Some of us have a tone that when you speak, you know, when we talk about this communication, you can have what you want to say, but you don't know the tone to use. You don't know the time to talk. You don't know how to present. But if somebody is looking at you and seeing your physical face, it will say, okay, he wasn't annoyed with me. It was his tone. So let's do that and we'll see it making us well. The next one is learn to give and take in your relationship. Please learn to give and take. Life is give and take. not late to receive. You know, this, do you want me to pay by kind or by cash? It's not the thing that real relationship wants. You know, as we are talking now, we are giving out. When others will be talking, we are getting it. And that's relationship. When there is a flow of to you, to me, to you, to me, we see the other person on the other side will say, I really, this person love and know what I'm doing. So when we do that, I say number 20, prepare for ups and downs in every relationship. Please, it's important. Prepare for ups and downs in every relationship. What's the reason I say that? Because people cope with stress differently. That sometimes when something stresses you, you can react. Even in a marriage home, there are certain response we give to our husband or our wife that are supposed not to be so, but it's because of the stress. And when the stress is over, we say, please, I'm sorry, I didn't want to talk like that. When the stress has come, then we see that thing is on. So prepare the ups and downs. Prepare for the ups and downs. Because people cope with stress differently. Remember, relationship is an emotional attachment between two persons. Therefore, your emotion can be touched. And when it is so, we know what to do. Number 21, I say here, take time to know each other and build trust daily. If we really want to build relationship, take time to know each other and build trust. When you don't know a man and you doubt a man, or you doubt a person you are relating with, you see, you will not actually be secure. You cannot speak well. But there are people you say, even if it is dead, I'm ready to do it because you understand. Then be respectful of each other's boundaries, as I have said. Communicate openly and healthy. Then the last one under that is be genuine. When you are genuine, you will see that somebody will not actually begin to doubt what you are saying or what you are doing because you are plain, you are clear. Sometimes we talk, a lot of time leaders insult the followers because of the way we talk. We don't even respect who they are and what they are because nobody is a non-entity. So those are the things that we can do with the right transformed mindset. But let me go to this part that is important to me. Now, coming to the marriage home, though I'm talking on mindset of transforming marriage tomorrow. But let me say that if you are a woman, there is something that a man will value in you in relationship. And if you are a man, there's something a woman will value in relationship. So as to keep the whole thing well. So I start with our women. To a man, what women value in relationship is number one, somebody who can make a great teammate. A woman will look for, if you want to maintain relationship, now we come to the home, to the marital home. Are you a teammate with your husband or your wife? Do you take her to be a playmate? Look at when they were playing football yesterday, another time, everyone is doing something in order to keep the thing going. No one person makes it. A lot of time, many men feel they are the Alpha and the Omega. I am the owner of the house. And they forget that the woman is the owner of the house. Men are only the occupants. And they can drive you away in that place. So the women want that. So men, give to them. Let they have that aspect of knowing and knowing that they are there. Make them great mates and they will maintain the relationship. They need somebody who can listen to them and know how to communicate. Remember the Bible. We have Abigail. We have a man that when David wanted to go and kill the man, Abigail, the wife, made a statement. He said, as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, folly is along the line. Talk carelessly. So if we want to maintain relationship in our marital home, there is that aspect that we listen and know how to communicate as a man. Don't just holler on them, talk on them, because it will not work well. We look for a man who can laugh and remain exciting. It's not every time we show face. Most of the time, we men, and especially we on the pulpit and on the crusade ground, every time our face is serious and busy because we want to scatter the devil. What must be done is don't scatter the devil and scatter your house together. Make sure that you make your face a smiling face, and then you become exciting. That is when the woman will feel that's my person and will maintain that relationship. Don't just be as if, woman, are you not spiritual? She's spiritual, but there is that tendency of humanity in her. And also, I could say, women want people who are safe, mature, safe, and stable emotionally. Because of time, I will not go far. There are about 20 things a woman wants in a man that he has relationship, and the same thing with men. So when you look at that, we can enjoy that together. But when we come to the man, my sisters and my wives, I could say so, or my women, hear this, that every man wants someone who is a confidant, who is caring, and who has a great sense of humor. So if you are relating with your husband, you are relating with a man, we must understand that what will keep the relationship will be confidence. We say a confidence. Somebody can release his information to. Somebody he will not betray. But today, most of the information of the family is leaked out by the husband or by the wife. And when those things are done and the confidence is lost, then they cannot go on again. A confidence who I said he should be a caring person. Begin to care who they are, what they are, where they go, what they do, and all the rest of the thing. And it will help to build that relationship. I have a caring person over there. And we look at the aspect that apart from the caring, the other issue of having a sense of humor, making things to happen, playful, and all. We know what we mean by sense of humor. Number two thing, if we are wives or women, what a man value in relationship is that they want someone who is who has a personality. That is a woman or personality which a man can trust. There is this aspect that some women feel that our own is in the kitchen. Somebody say the woman's place is in the other room, and which is not. We don't understand the room. What we know is that every room is where people should be. So coming to say, because we will talk more of this tomorrow, we should know that there are certain things a man would value to keep the relationship on. There are certain things a woman would value to keep relationship on. But you can talk together with the person who is your partner. What do you love in this life? What do you hate in this life? What should be and what should be? When those things is done, you can see there can be a lasting relationship that can make things fine. Time will cut us short. And because we ask questions, I may continue from the question we've asked. Thank you for being a part of us. Let's be partners together and let's apply this principle and it will work. God bless.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. This is what the internet want to disturb you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing all this with us. And because you'll be leaving us soon, I guess, sir, Reverend Professor, to your meeting. Yes. Please, if you have any questions, quickly, let us share. Let us listen and understand your question, and Professor will answer it. Any question? Ambassador Joseph, do you have question? Professor Dr. Mercy, do you have question? Ambassador Nakwa Titus, do you have question? Ambassador Christian and Ambassador Comfort, do you have questions for Papa before he leaves us? No question. Okay. So I believe you've understood. Yeah.
Yes, very well.
Okay. All right. Papa, I would like to ask questions because I love questions to ask. Can you please explain to us briefly about imperfection? Because I think that is also common in our relationship. How do we embrace imperfection? What is the meaning of imperfection, and how do we embrace or recognize it, embrace it, and also celebrate in our imperfection in relationship.
Thank you very much. In this aspect of imperfection, we know that one thing man expects is everything should be perfect. But the scriptures have told us all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, which means every human being is imperfect when it's measured at the level of God. The only problem is imperfection is inability to perform what we should perform, do what we should do, the way it ought to be done, and the way it's acceptable to everywhere. Failing to do what we should do. And we are now not perfect, not only in the aspect of sin, perfect even in marriage. There are certain aspects of the marriages that somebody may expect this, the other thing comes in. So if we look at it as the step down in our life, imperfection can be our weakness. Imperfection can be what we cannot be able to do because of our limitation. How do we handle this? Number one is to build trust and not to build or to hammer on weakness. Every human being has his personal weakness, and that cannot be denied. And because he has personal weakness, what we can only do is to look at ourselves. If I'm dealing with you, you are dealing with me, and there is that imperfection or weakness in life, what I need to know is that I can still make the same mistake that you make. And for that reason, the way I forgive myself when I make such mistake, I should transfer it to forgive you. That spirit of tolerance must now come in. I decide to tolerate, and we know tolerance is giving the next room still to accept a person. So in the aspect of imperfection, what we need to do is we try to present what's supposed to be. You can't correct a person in anger. You can only correct somebody in love. And when the die is cast, and when all the mistakes have been done, you can have a time to call the person together. It could have not been like this. This was not as it was. This is what's supposed to be. So it will call for proper knowing of the temperament. There is a book I write on knowing the man, why people behave the way they behave and what they do, the 25 types of people on earth and how they function, what they may not be able to do and what they do. When you understand that, you can work with a madman because you know this is what he's coming to do and what he is not about to do. And the other aspect, those who are educated, you can look into the psychological perspective of this issue of the sanguine, the melancholy, the phlegmatic, and those words that we don't. And we can know a melancholy may not actually accept what a sanguine is talking. And the other one, the choleric will always want his time to come. So we must not, if we want to do the imperfection and to forget about let it go, we must not take everybody the way I can be with that. Therefore, the other person should be with me. We should go down to their level and help them to bring them up. Everyone needs to be perfected. Everyone needs advice and to be encouraged. And we must know the kind of tone we use to talk to them, because it all relates on how do I understand the person? How do I see about humanity? Every human being have lost. All have sinned and come short of the glory. So when we understand and we play with them, admit that they are wrong, but see a way to correcting and helping them to stand, that will actually help them. And if we correct somebody today and he change to become something tomorrow, he will never forget you. But let us not criticize. Let us not crucify, and let us not say they have done the worst. We cannot go together. I believe every child of God can work with anybody, even with a madman, without any problem, especially when we can throw down ourselves and see people the way God sees. Finally, I say this when Jesus healed the man that was blind. The scripture tells us, Jesus told him, look at it, what do you see? He said, I see men like trees walking. And Jesus knew if he leave him at that point, he would be looking. Men like this, men, they don't have feeling, they don't have anything, they are like that. God, Jesus said, no, 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 come. He touched him again. And when he touched him, he said, what can you see? He said, I can now see men clearly. What is the secret of talking about those weaknesses is the issue of seeing men clearly. Look and know if they cannot do otherwise, what you are due to do is to help them come up to the level they can become. We are not to throw them away, we are not to ignore them, we are not to send them away, but to accept them, except that person come to the time that he doesn't want to change. He has made up his mind that he can't change beyond that. Then we can now have an alternative to say, but that God alone should speak to our heart to know how to handle, and he will be okay with us.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your answer. How many minutes do you still have before you go?
I have about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, maybe you can answer this question, but before then, let me give room to Ambassador Christian Ozira. Do you have a question for Papa? Hello, you are raising your hands. I want to know if you have a question so that we don't waste the time. Okay, maybe that hand is something else. Okay, Papa, before you go, can I quickly ask, how can we meet unmet expectation in relationship? Because sometimes this kind of thing discourages in relationship. It also, cause another maybe conflicts or disagreement, other things like that. So how can we meet unmet expectation in relationship? Quickly before you go, sir.
Do we talk about meeting the other person's expectation or meeting our expectation or himself making our, okay, let me talk with two of us. Me meeting your expectation or you meeting my expectation or both of them?
Yes.
Hello?
When there is unmet expectation, that means what you are expecting your husband or your wife, and unfortunately, that expectation wasn't met. That expectation was, you are expecting your husband or your spouse to do something, or your husband and wife, or you are expecting some, when you enter into a marriage, there are some things that you are expecting to happen in your marriage, but it's not happening. So how do you admit, how can we, how can we undo that situation quickly, sir?
Okay. Like sometimes I said, there are two areas that I always tell people, let it be dialogue. And that is the issue of sex and the issue of finance. Now, it comes to that area because there are other things that can come along. I say when it comes to that situation, there is a need for dialogue, a sitting down together. Somebody may feel the way I do is the best. He may not even know that what he's doing is not okay. I had an issue day before yesterday. A wife called me that I should talk to the husband, that the husband don't allow her to go to the market. He said he loves her very well. He doesn't go to the market. But he was giving the money to somebody to go and buy everything that the wife wants to the house. But he doesn't want the wife to go to the market. There are certain things that person go and buy, which she will not want to buy. We want to buy something. He said, no, I so much love you, so you don't go to anywhere, stay in the house. We realize that he has blocked something. He doesn't give that woman a liberty to go on. Even when you talk about the respecting, is it, I call the man, I say, is it because you think that she will eat your money, or what is the reason? He said, no, I love her. I don't want her to go into the dirty things about them. I say, women love even those things. What you may think as a man is not important may be important to the person. So if we want to do step one, should be dialogue. We present the whole thing. This is what I expect. And I don't see what is the major reason. He may tell the reason. If the reason is not conducive, you say, no, let it be this way. Because when two people are there, there should be interactive period, a time to talk together to understand. The woman may also say, this is what's supposed to be, because many of the men or the women may not have the spirit to know everything about their partner. So when it comes to that one, number one is dialogue. And then number two is ability to read the person that we are working with. I said yesterday that our body talks. Our body has that feeling that you can do something with a partner, and when you look at the physiological presentation of the face or whatever, you see the face is not okay. You see the smile will not be there. You see a lot of things is not there. When you know that, you know somebody is wounded. And it is important to react at that time. What is the thing that is happening? What is your problem? When Anna had the problem of the childbearing and all that, and they wanted to go to the temple, we remember Elkanah went to he said, why are you so sad? Am I not better to you than the 10 children? Which is, he knows very well that a husband is not better than 10 children for a woman. A woman wants to have her own. So, but when he said that, the woman opened up and they moved together. So there is that aspect of looking at the physiological aspect or the presentation, the feelings of the person, and reacting immediately. And other aspect is to learn. As we are talking like this, it can be in programs like this to teach and to learn. Especially like as I tell most of the marriage seminar, sometimes it's not the thing that even affect the people. It will just talk. We go into the ingredients of the thing that matter. When I talk on marriage seminar, I talk raw. Things that have to affect life so that people can change. So he can look at how it is, they can make dialogue, he can make some presentation, and sometimes he can go to have a marriage counselor whom he can now present to. A marriage counselor, some people look at it as a person I'm going to report something to. No, a marriage counselor is somebody that will know or hear what you say and be able to mold up and give the idea of what it is without exposing the information. So if it doesn't work very well, he can have a marriage counselor. This is my situation. What can I do? But the greatest of all, the Holy Spirit, if he's a child of God, if he pray, God will tell him, this is where you are wrong. This is where you are wrong. You can correct it.
Wow.
That's what I would say there.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Do you still have another few minutes, or is your time up? Quickly, because there is a question. There's a question.
I have 5 minutes more.
Okay.
I have 5 minutes.
All right, so there's a question from Ambassador Christian Uzere on the chat box. And the question is, how do we handle the dilemma of unforgiveness between the couple? And I think even between every relationship, really. So how do we handle the dilemma of unforgiveness between the couple? Are you still with us, sir? Oh, this is a question that needs to be answered. I hope we are not missing him just this last minute. Hello, sir. That question is very important. Very, very important. Okay, he's going to rejoin us and answer the question. Meanwhile, within this short period, may I ask between Professor Nada, are you going somewhere today?
I can't walk, so I not go nowhere, but I cannot sit long.
No, like I said, you can stand up and walk around. You don't have to stay for longer. All right? So maybe you need to do that for some time now, because I know that you had an accident recently. So you don't need to, you need to walk around. But are you ready for your speech? Or
Yes,
should
yes.
I call?
Yes, I am. Yes, I will.
Okay, all right. But hold on a second. I think Reverend will come back and join and answer the last question, and then we'll be able to go all along. Professor Mercy, we didn't
See
see
who
your
joined us.
face.
Professor Kerudin, come.
Oh, yes, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to join us.
Everyone.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your
I am
presence.
outstation. I'm
Okay.
outstation. I'm in the island of Penang.
Oh no. But are you okay now?
yeah,
Are you
yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Professor Mercy, I just want to ask for permission if I can call on Professor Nada. She had an accident recently and she won't be able to stay too long because she needs to, move around or do other things maybe. So can you give me the permission to invite her next? Is that possible, ma'am?
Very
Professor,
well. Very well.
are you with me?
I'm with you very well.
Oh,
And since she
sorry.
has been battling to connect to this
Exactly,
platform
since
since yesterday,
yesterday,
and
yes.
she's here now, we want to
Uh-huh.
hear her, please.
Oh, thank you so
I
much for
can't
your
wait.
understanding. Thank you
Yes.
so much for your understanding.
You're
I really
welcome. You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. We really thank God for what God is doing in our lives, transforming our lives and our situation, and also giving us the opportunity to add valuable information into our mindset, because our mindset is everything. And whatever is we store in our mindset leads us to react or to relate or to perceive others, and also how to treat and respect others. And that is why it is so important, this kind of information we are receiving since 9 o'clock this morning. Okay, since the time is gone, and now I'm not too sure Professor, Reverend Professor will join us again because he have to go to the meeting that he has already scheduled for. But we really appreciate him and we thank God for his life.